here we have about 75 bullets in a pan ready for lubing. This is one of my wife's cake pans that started to rust, so it became mine. Thank God. I didn't have to go buy a new one. Anywho, this has got tapered edges, which is going to be convenient later. So my lube is currently all mixed up and quite liquid, although I find that this is never quite liquid enough for what I do here. Hopefully it'll cooperate this time and give me enough coating on all of my bullets. Occasionally I have to do a couple an extra time. But this is to demonstrate pushing the bullets out of the cake, and hopefully we'll get some good results here today. So we're going to go ahead and pour I probably poured a little bit much in there for these particular bullets. These are 240 grain 44 429 diameter bullets, and as you can see, I've got some where the tips are only just protruding in the middle, and on the edges they're protruding a little bit more. Realistically speaking, I really should have poured less in there, but it'll be okay. So at this point we're going to let that cool off for probably a while. What we're looking for is we're going to look for the edges to start to separate all the way along, and once that starts to happen and the cake is warm but not completely cold, that's when we're going to pop it out of there, and we're just going to push the bullets out by hand, and we'll take a video of that as soon as it's ready. Alright, we're back out here after about an hour and a half, maybe two. And if we look closely, we can see that it's kind of opened up a little bit all the way around. Now if I take this and I move it a little bit, it becomes much more obvious that the cake is rather free. Now it's still just a little bit warm to the touch. It would actually be better if it was slightly warmer, but that's okay. Kid had to be put to bed, so this is where we end up. I'm going to put down a couple of pieces of towel paper here, and then I'm going to pop the cake out. Now, I'm trying to set this up here so everybody can see. I don't know how successful I'm going to be at that. So just bear with me here for a moment while I set up the camera. Alright, I think that's going to be okay. I'm going to take the pan and I'm simply going to flip it upside down. If I'm really lucky, the whole cake will simply pop right out into my hand. Here. It comes. Unfortunately, this didn't go quite as well as I wanted, and I did manage to break the cake. That's alright. I have another batch of bullets to do very shortly here, and I'll simply snake the bullets that need to be redone in with that batch. And that's something to note: if any of the bullets aren't properly lubed, it's an easy thing to just pop them in with the next batch. So now the only thing I have to do to get these bullets out of here is I simply just push them out with my thumb, and there we go. Perfectly lubed bullet with no work at all. I didn't have to use a cake cutter, I didn't have to mess around with nothing. And I can simply go through and do that for every bullet here, and they just drop right out. It's great. The only thing I have to watch is that my thumb can get a little bit greasy sometimes. The lubricant that I'm using is a 50-50 by volume beeswax and lithium grease that was recommended in the casting book that I read. So that's it, simple as that. Now my bullets are lubed and in this case ready for sizing for my 44 special reloads. Simple as that. So here we have all of the bullets pushed out of the cake. I lost 6 bullets that I'll have to relube because I broke the cake getting it out of the pan. My pan is ready for another batch, so as soon as I'm ready I'll lay all of these into there, same as I did last time. All of my lube is right back in the pot that I use. This pot was burned by my mother-in-law while they were visiting, and it became mine. It's quite a good pot actually, so it's a wonderful thing that accidentally happened while they were visiting. And as you can see, pushing the bullets out of the cake is a cakewalk when it's done right. It's just a matter of patience and yanking the cake out at the right time. In this case, I waited just a little bit too long to pull the cake out, and that's why it broke on me. But nothing to be done about that, and the amount of rework is absolutely minimal. So now it's off to the Lee push-through sizing die, and these will be ready for loading. Thank you very much.